Okay, so now I want to walk you through the examples in the study guide because I feel like this is confusing enough that having some step-by-step instruction would be good. So this first one, example 1, we have 2x divided by 7x squared minus 7x plus 4 divided by 3x squared. So the first thing I want to do is find the lowest common denominator, or the least common denominator. And I can do that by factoring both of the denominators. So here I can factor out a 7x, and I get x minus 1. And here I have 3 times x, okay? So my lowest common denominator is going to need a 7, and x needs to be divisible by x minus 1, needs to be divisible by 3. I already have one x, but I need a second x. Okay, so then it is 21x squared times x minus 1 is my goal for the denominator. Okay, so I have to look at both of my fractions here and figure out what's missing. So from this fraction, I am missing a 3 and an x. So I'm going to multiply this by 3x over 3x. Now remember, again, this is just a fancy way of saying 1. There's nothing here that's going to change the value of this. I'm just multiplying by a fancy 1, which is why I'm allowed to do this. Over here, I have 2 x's, so I don't need the x, but I do need the 7 and the x minus 1. Okay, so now I'm going to multiply, and this equals 6x squared divided by, and I'm going to use the factored form, so 21x squared times x minus 1 plus 4 times 7 is 28, x minus 1 divided by 21x squared times x minus 1. Okay, so now I can add my fractions together. So I have 6x squared plus 28 times x minus 1 divided by 21x squared times x minus 1. Okay, and then I am going to simplify. So 6x squared plus 28x minus 28 divided by 21x squared times x minus 1. And then, let's see, I can factor out a 2. Divided by 21x squared times x minus 1. And then try to factor this. I don't know if it's factorable, but I'm going to give it a whirl. So this is positive 14, and this is negative 42. So two numbers that multiply to make 42 and add to make 14. Let's see, 21 and 2, no. 3, no. Can't be factored. Okay, so I'm going to leave it like this. Okay. Now on the worksheet, they didn't factor it at all. You'll notice it's fine. I can leave this factored. Okay.